Boy, are we in a mess. You know, one way or another, the whole world is in a mess, and it's this terrible thing. It's COVID-19. It's the thing that's affecting us. It's impacting us in so many different ways. Sometimes we're even aware of the fact we're being impacted by this terrible event. We have to realize that in fact it is a crisis and it impacts us all. That means people at home, people at work, and people anywhere that we're around are also suffering the impact of a stress that's definitely been going on for some time, and is certainly impacting, and we don't even know when it's going to end. So we have to realize that this is going, and it's hitting us on both conscious levels and unconscious levels. And we have to learn how to be aware of dealing with this, because what we're dealing with is in fact stress. Stress, the pressure inside of us that we've generated and carried in our lives, our whole life. And so how we deal with stress and how we deal with this situation is going to be a factor in how we relate to the people around us and how they relate to us and how successful we are in this time that's so trying for all of us as a country. We have to check our gauges before we give anybody advice on what to do and how to do it. In other words, we have to be aware of the fact that when we give advice, sometimes that advice isn't the best thing that we can offer. It's sometimes a way of closing off communication. Control your own breathing, your own temperature, your own body, your own system. Remember that your temper, open hands get a lot more done than closed fists. Both should, of course, be washed regularly, we're told. Now, in crisis, many of us have what I call a contraction reaction. That's something that we learn in basic school. When you look at an amoeba or some sort of a germ or some sort of a thing in our system, we can see that regardless of how something grows, the bigger it gets, the more it has a contraction reaction. You poke somebody, something, even a country, and they'll have a contraction reaction. That is a pullback, and then they react out. And sometimes that reaction out is something that exacerbates and makes the situation even worse. We need openness. We need that openness to others. We need that openness even more now than we've had before. We have to regulate a couple of things in our own system which can help us a lot. That's regulating our breathing. Our breathing has got a lot to do with the emotions that we feel. 3 deep breaths in a time of conflict will help you to change your blood chemistry. Changing the blood chemistry will make you feel a lot better and perhaps make a better outcome in the situation that you're currently experiencing. So when tempted to give another a piece of your advice from your mind, we also realize that sometimes that it's best given in a more direct way and a more quiet way. And we have to be very careful about the way we do it, because we can exacerbate or make the situation worse by simply saying, I know what's best for you. Please do what I tell you. So with stress goes regression. That is, we return to earlier patterns of behavior. We need to be aware of that and think about it. Is that really what we want to do? Do we really want to go back to those earlier old-time ways of dealing with situations? So we're a team. We need to be aware that we're a team. We're in this together. We're all trying to get along and to get through this mess that we're experiencing, this conflict, this crisis that we're experiencing on personal, national, and international levels. We're watching each other, and we need to watch out for ourselves. And we need to watch out as we reach out and try to make our world a better place. Physical contact is important, but we have to limit it. And that limited physical contact can be bridged by a smile, by a gesture, and just by plain goodwill. I'm Dr. Barry Goodfield.